On October 31st, I went to North Dade Regional Library to interview Karen Hunter Jackson. She is running for citywide seat 5 in the city of Miami Gardens. I was told to come between 7 and 10 a.m. because the noise would be at a minimum 0, as residents had been complaining about the noise and the level of noise during the election cycles. I started the interview around 9:45. Around 3 minutes into the interview, the noise erupted from the opponent's camp, and that said a lot to me. The interview was only supposed to be 5 minutes, as I only had 4 questions. I wanted it to be straight without edits, but the noise had gotten so overwhelmingly loud, I had to stop several times. So there will be some cuts in between, but just take a listen to what she has to say. All right, folks, I'm out here with Karen Hunter Jackson. She is a candidate for seat 5, which is the citywide seat here in the city of Miami Gardens. So she's running against Linda Julien. So my question to her right off the bat is, why are you running for seat 5?
I am running for seat 5 because after having worked in the community for so many years and hearing the concerns of residents, trying to do what I can as a community activist and as a small business nonprofit owner, trying to help residents how I can, I realize that being on the sidelines is not enough. Many years residents have encouraged me to run, and I have resisted. They've asked me to be the voice of the people. I have resisted. And I prayed about it, and God said, if not you, then who? I still resisted, and I went to church, and my pastor asked, well, what are you waiting for? And so I realized that this was my call to do this, and that I can't sit on the sideline and expect for change if I'm not willing to put skin in the game and be that voice for change. So that's why I'm running.
All right, so I'm going to get right down to the nitty gritty. Copa America took place here this year.
Yes.
There was a lot of backlash, at least from the community at large. Not so much the media, because the media didn't really focus on what took place here. What do you think needs to happen in order for residents to feel included in anything moving forward?
I think that there needs to be someone who has some expertise in tourism and event planning and major events to be involved with the city, because those are currently the city of Miami Gardens is allowing and I don't know if allowing is the right word, but the stadium is making all of the decisions, and we are to trust that they are making these decisions in our best interest, even though we know that they're profit motivated. And so if we only rely on them to assure us that they've done their due diligence and they're going to protect us, then we get what we get. But if we're willing to step up and demand a voice, because what is this saying? Power concedes nothing without demand. And so what are we demanding? What are we asking for? And as long as we're willing to sit back and not at least speak about it and so that we can deal with it, then we'll continue to have fiascos like that.
So, okay, another question. What have you done as a resident in Miami Gardens that you can say, hey, this is something that I've done? Because a lot of people, they run for seats and they've never been to a meeting of any sort. And I've been to quite a few meetings, and a lot of people that have ran this year, I've never seen them there. So what have you done as a resident? This a bit louder. Okay, what have you done as a resident?
As a resident, I have created a nonprofit that rehabs homes for our elderly. When I say elderly, I mean 80 and 90-year-olds. I use my corporate connections to bring funds in. I work with the 10 crime watch groups to select elders in their neighborhoods so that we can do small projects that help with improve their quality of life. Like Miss Nelson, I believe her name is, in Lake Lucerne, who broke her hip and hadn't been able to get in her tub for 2 years. We raised the funds and we put a walk-in shower for her. We used the kids the young people from Job Corps so that they could get hands-on experience. We bring the community together as a community organizer to do the work. And we created a Arbor Day senior home beautification project. So every year we choose 5 seniors and we do rehabilitations to improve their quality of life. The City of Miami Gardens contributes to that through the Crime Watch organizations who have partnered with us.
Okay, so you guys started it, and then the city saw that it was a good program and decided to, align, become partners with you guys, I guess, in a sense.
Right. Okay. So each of them donate. They contribute to the pot to do it, and most of them have contributed, with the exception of my opponent, Linda Julien.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's try it again. Okay, let's go. So, what's one of the first things you're gonna do?
I'm going to meet with the different communities. I'm going to meet with the different generations to see. I'm not going to take a one-size-fits-all approach. I'm going to see what the needs are for each community, lay out a plan of action with the community, and then see how we can move forward and ask them to join me and support the effort to put their concerns on the table and navigate the process of getting their concerns met, their needs met. And that means by generation, because what older people are interested in is very different than someone with a family and a single person, or someone who's going to college or vocational school. Those needs are all going to be different. And so it's going to be important that I have that knowledge so that I can make a comprehensive plan to move forward.
All right, so in 1 minute or less, give me your closing on why people should vote for you.
To vote for me is a vote for an independent voice that is willing to be your voice, that is not bought, that is not controlled by any special interest groups, that is willing to say what needs to be said, to put issues on the table like the incinerator, so that when all the other elected officials come up for re-election, the issues that they don't want to talk about, it will be on record and you can hold them accountable. So I will be there for you. I will be accessible, and I want to include you. So if you punch or vote for 145, you will get a voice for the people, not a go along to get along, a voice for you. That's number 145. I walk the walk, and I will be there for you. Thank you. This is the Blue Wave Coalition of Miami-Dade's voter guide. They don't try and trick you with pretty pictures. You can see who it's from. You can Google to see that it's an independent organization. You cannot pay, you cannot submit a resume or anything to get on to be recommended. They look at your work, they look at your track record. And I am blessed to have been recommended for the City of Miami Gardens. I am also endorsed by the Democratic Women's Club of Florida, Democratic Women's Club of Miami Gardens, Asian Democrats of Florida, and Legacy Magazine, as well as our first county commissioner, Betty T. Ferguson. So don't be tricked by those voter guides that say official. Those are all recommendations from the candidate themselves. So they should be transparent to you that that is their recommendations. This is an independent organization. Blue Wave Coalition of Miami-Dade County. Every county has one in Florida. Follow your Blue Wave voter recommendation guide.